The more I read it, the more I'm fascinated by the story that we find in the book of Genesis about a young man by the name of Joseph, who his father made him a coat of many colors because he loved him more than his other sons. And the other sons were quite resentful, and they hated him, and they plotted to kill him, and they sold him into slavery. Now, if the following statement that I'm about to read were true, it would be Genesis chapter 37. But it's not true. But it causes us to think. Now listen. And Joseph was angry with his brothers and said, "Someday I will get the chance, and when I do, I will kill them, every one." Now, if that truly were the words of Joseph, they're not. But what causes me to think is that, wonder why they were not. I mean, what was it that caused this young man not to want to strike back at his brothers and to want to kill them and to hold anger in his heart? Because the truth is, that's the way that most of humanity operates. I mean, people are angry. I mean, we have a whole society of people who hold anger in their heart toward their fellow man and feel justified and would say, I have a right to feel anger and to want to strike back and to get back at somebody. And think about it. If there was anybody who ever had a reason to want to kill somebody, and let's face it, he was thrown into a pit and left to die. And then when that didn't pan out, he was taken out of the pit, and I have to assume they had to have put him in chains in order to be able to cause him not to run away as they made their journey down to Egypt. Now, if it was you and I, it's a very good possibility that we'd have been seething within our heart and our spirit. And we would be saying, I'll get them for this. They'll pay for this. But we don't find this in the story of Joseph. And when we finally read about him down in Egypt, we don't read about a young man that's angry at all. I find that to be amazing. It causes me once again to go back to that time that Joseph spent in that pit and exactly what happened in this young man's heart that's caused him to have such a positive attitude in the midst of some very tragic and trying circumstances. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.